Hey Laura, yeah. So far it's been a decent start to the season. How's the locker room been with the after these first two games?
Yeah, good. I think not overly complacent, I think, which is a good sign. Definitely know that there's areas we want to get better in. But I've said this quite a lot. I think for us, it was always about these first three games, evaluating where we're at. Um, Mainly on performance, less about result. I think results help you to be able to, when results go well, I think it helps you to be able to really dig in on some things you need to get better at. So yeah, the locker room's in a really good spot.
And of course the team played Angel City over the preseason. What are some things that you learned from the preseason that you look to apply to this competitive game?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that they've not changed too much, even though there's been a bit of a coach transition. Very similar attributes to last year. Probably play forward a bit more than they used to, a bit more direct. I think if you look at the way that they build and play offensively, it's similar to North Carolina. Not exactly the same, but similar. Um, and yeah, I think just that's been the biggest thing is that we knew by playing them in preseason, just their style and the way that they want to play is very similar to last year.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nico. And then Isaac.
Thank you. Laura, obviously Sam Laity served as your assistant coach for 7 years with Seattle. Can you go back and tell us how he first came across your radar and how you guys first crossed paths around, the 2013 period of time and how you guys first started working with each other?
Yeah, I got the job in Seattle, and there was a very quick 8 week turnaround between me signing my contract to get the job and preseason starting. And my brother already lived out in the States. He actually lived in LA, and just so happened to be really good friends with a guy that was really good friends with Sam. Um, and that connection, we ended up meeting for coffee one day at the facility out in Seattle. And just from that one conversation, we sort of hit it off really quickly. And yeah, I had some really good times together. We've been through a lot, so it's always difficult to play somebody that you're so close to. But I'm so glad that he's back in the league and having another opportunity.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Isaac. And then Steve.
Hi Laura, you were missing a couple of key players to injury or absence last week. Or if you could share an update on how the team's fitness is.
Yeah, Coco's Mondesir's back with us. Unfortunately, Lynn and Jordan Heitemer are not. And also we're missing Jess this week. So yeah, still got a couple of injuries out there, but I think the thing that's been cool for us this year is we've really relied on the roster. And tomorrow will be no different.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. Charles, go ahead.
Laura, sorry to go back to the Sam thing. I know you touched on it a little bit, about facing it. Does it get any less weird, or is it still kind of a bit odd, having to face him on the other side of the bench?
No, I hate it. I hate every minute of it. Because I'm always rooting for him, so to have to go against him and root against him is always really challenging. And you know a lot about that person, so you know how their brain operates in regards to preparing a team. So you sort of have to like balance. I think I know what he's gonna do. But it shouldn't be about that. It should be like what we've seen and what we've scouted on the opponent, even if it's a little bit different than what I think he's actually going to do. But yeah, honestly, from an emotional perspective, I truly hate it. I can't even put into words how much I hate it. So yeah, I don't really look forward to these games very much.
And I know I've asked you about a few different players on your back line, but don't talk about Phoebe McClernon enough. How have you liked the way her season's gone? She's kind of been a rock at one of your center back positions for I feel like the last few years. What have you seen from her early into 2025?
Yeah, I think for Phoebes, we've always been trying to push her on. Her superpower is her ability to defend and be aggressive and all of those things. And I think if she can use it in the right way, it's truly a superpower. And that's what we've been talking to her about for a long time now. Of like, there's sometimes you just don't need to go in and be that aggressive because they expect that you're gonna. So like, I think she's done a really good job of that this season. And, you know, being the, I don't know, most experienced player in the back line right now, it's another layer to her game of taking on that responsibility and leading it the way that it needs to be right now. And it's probably this season really when we've really given her that as a challenge, and she's embraced it, which is great.
Thanks, Charles. And then we'll go back to Nico.
Yeah, so looking at the standings, it's only been a couple games, but Angel City undefeated, but also still yet to win a game. How does the team need to break down the Angel City defense to find more goal scoring productivity? What must the team do different in your head?
I don't think we have to do much different, to be honest. I think the first 2 games we created enough chances to win both games. I think what Angel City have, which is a little bit different maybe than North Carolina and Gotham, is they have someone in Sarah Gordon who can really solve anything with pace. So it's how we can isolate her, drag her out of areas that she's uncomfortable in, and then expose, you know, the spaces that they give us. I think that's going to be crucial to the game.
And yes, one more question, a little bit more related to the team. Of course, Lee Nguyen is one of the new assistant coaches. How has he been fitting into the team, and how have things been at training with him?
Yeah, it's been great. I think having 3 assistant coaches plus a goalkeeper coach has really enabled us to, you know, give the players truly what we've always wanted to, which is a lot more dedicated time as individuals. And then it sort of frees me up to be able to have a little bit more of a holistic outlook on things, whereas I've often been renowned for getting in the weeds, and now I can look at things from a bit of a higher up outlook, whilst knowing I have all these people around me that can help get into the weeds and provide them with all the details that they need. And Lee's very comes alive when we're just talking about football and players and how we can get better. And obviously we know as a player he was exceptional in, you know, playing in tight spaces and creating opportunities for his team. And I think he's really added that layer to us, which is great.